Wait, one more minute. Lloyd.
Yes, Sir James.
Yeah. I'll have you say
Naka-live na po tayo.
sige. I'll have you say the prayer,
Yes.
and then we'll begin.
Now,
Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, good morning to all of you. Maayong buntag. We would like to welcome you to this very special Academy webinar. And we have a very special guest this morning, and I'm very, very much excited. I know that you are as well. We are now live on Facebook, and many of you will be watching through Facebook. It's easier for most of our alumni to be on Facebook rather than to be on Zoom. But before we formally begin and have our speaker share his wonderful story, I would like to invite Lloyd Gamba to offer a word of prayer. Lloyd, please.
our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful day that was given to us, especially for this webinar that we're going to hear and learn from Nefi. We thank you for giving us directions every day towards getting the success that we need every day. We ask you this time to bless us with the guidance of the Holy Ghost that we will be able to understand and apply the things and principles that we're going to learn today. We ask you to bless every one of us, that will always be guided and protected away from harm and danger. And all these things we pray in the name of thy Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. All right, brothers and sisters, once again, welcome to our webinar this morning. It's nighttime in Mexico. It's morning, of course, in our country. And so we're happy that Nefi is here with us. But before I turn the time to him, you know, brothers and sisters, since I started working for the Academy, I have heard a lot of great stories. I have been inspired by many, many stories from Filipinos. And when the ACE Mexico started to operate, the pool of stories started to grow and expand as well. So maraming beses, so if I'm gonna speak in Tagalog for a bit.
Sure.
Maraming beses, pagka pumunta ako ng Provo, and then nagmi-meeting kami, Robert Hain, our CEO, would mention with pride the name Nefi Medina of Mexico. He would tell us about this wonderful chapter president, chapter officer who has been serving for a lot of years, and then started this business, and then continued to inspire, not just not as a chapter leader anymore, but as a great example of everything that we've been teaching about. Yung counterpart ko sa Mexico, yung ACE director, Jacobo, and even the director before him, laging nababanggit itong pangalan na to, no? So, nung nag-usap kami, when we had this discussion with the staff, we talked about what would be the next format for our webinars. And I want you to watch out for this, our friends, brothers and sisters. But next Saturday, I believe it's going to be next Saturday, we will have what we call Breakfast with Champions. We would like to interview and tell the story of our Filipino graduates who have been really doing well and inspiring a lot of people. So sabi ko, what would be the best way to start this new webinar series? And the name Nefi Medina came to my mind. And so I said, I don't know why, but I know it's inspiration. Sabi ko, why don't I invite this guy? He has been an inspiration to me through third-party people telling me about him. Sabi ko, why don't I give him a message and ask him if he would oblige us with his time to tell his story and start to inspire Filipino people. And then from then on, we also invite our local graduates to tell their story. So brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends, I am so honored that we have on our screen right now someone who truly exemplified the lessons and the spirit and the vision of the Academy for Creating Enterprise. I'm so happy that I will now be hearing the story straight from him. And I'm excited that this experience will be shared to all of you. And he knows that we're recording this. And so our friends who are not able to join us today will have the chance to hear his story and be inspired as well. So without further ado, I turn that time to Nefi Medina from Mexico, academic graduate, former chapter president, and now an inspiration to many people, not just in Mexico, but all over the world. Nefi, I turn the time to you, my friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for this introduction. You're very kind with this introduction. Um, First of all, thank you for being here. I am very, very excited. I am very happy to be here with um James, and I am very honored to share my story because for me it has been very difficult. Let me tell you that it hasn't been easy at all, but always with the help of God, with prayer and inspiration, reading the scriptures, and of course, applying the 25 rules of thumb. And you're going to be listening here the story. And let me tell you, for me, the academy made all the difference. I want to thank James and all the team. And I am very happy to now have friends in the Philippines because every time that I speak, now I have spoken to many people in different countries, and they become my friends. So today I am trying to get more friends now in the Philippines. So let me start with this. First of all, thanks. Thank you for being here because one of the things that I'm going to share with you is that you always need to be learning all the time from books, from the main and most intelligent people in the world. So I am going to be sharing with you a story. I'm going to share with you a lot of pictures, and then we're going to have a session for Q&A. But first of all, thank you. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something because for me, you guys have been an inspiration. When I was in the academy, let me tell you something. I was the third generation in the academy here in Mexico. When we were studying in the academy, uh, we needed to do a lot of work, cleaning, carrying rocks from one side to the other, and a lot of things. But let me tell you something very honestly, because you have been an inspiration for me. I remember when back then the principal, the director in the academy, his name is Jeremy Brewer. He was telling us about you, all the things that you were doing back then, and then the story of Brother Peter Caro, and also all the teachings of Brother Gibson. And I said, okay, in that moment, I learned something, or I started to learn something. I can do it. And this is the first thing that I need to tell you today. You can do it. No matter the situation that you are in right now, don't worry about it. This is not important. If you have problems, if you have some situations, this is not really important. The most important thing is where you are going to be if you apply the principles that you learn over and over. This is the most important thing. If you apply them, sometimes we tend to learn a lot of information, but we don't apply it. And this is not really good, let me tell you. So first of all, thank you, all of you, because we hear from you here in Mexico, and you really have been an inspiration for me. So let me start with my story. Uh, this is not really a really important picture. This is me when I was little. This is a saying, okay, I am a child of God, and if I do my part, He will give me success. Let me tell you something. Um, when I was born, and now that I am older, um, I needed this to remember all over and over. Sometimes we don't remember that. Sometimes we don't remember that really, truly, we are a child of God. And if we remember and we truly believe this, and we're gonna understand something. No matter what happens in the way that we are able to overcome every single problem that we have. When I was when I was born, and now I was detected that I had I am or I have Asperger syndrome. Okay, and this is it has been a little bit tough for me because sometimes we have problems, we have health problems, and we have financial problems and stuff. But this is not really important. One more time, if you remember that you are a child of God, and if you have that, if you remember that you have these trials to learn something, and you are willing to do it, actually, you are going to empower everything around you. Um, so this is something that I wanted to learn to tell you. When I was little, everything was really tough. My mom, I was born when my mom was 56, 56 years old. So she was a little bit older. And when I was born, I had some problems. As I told you, I have Asperger, and uh, everything I had this question in my mind all the time: why everything always goes wrong for me? Why everything always goes wrong with me? My dad had to go to the United States to work illegally when I was very young. So my dad wasn't with me all the time. He was in the States, and we had financial problems. We sometimes was difficult to get money even to pay the bills and also to eat. Sometimes that was very difficult. Um, Actually, I have another sickness, and I am sometimes very weak. I am not like a normal person, and it was tough for me. But uh, I always try to remember the most important things for me. In this case, is my family. My mom is here with my brother because my dad wasn't there when I graduated from the high school, and then here is my dad. He returned to Mexico when I was like 20, 25 more or less, and then my mom died, and this is a picture only my brother, my dad, and me. And always I try to remember my family, because sometimes when you wake up, let me tell you, it's gonna be very tough. Sometimes you won't do it. Sometimes you don't want to do it. Sometimes you don't want to get out of bed and go to work. But let me tell you something. Try to remember the most important things in your life, and then, um, sometimes, in my opinion, sometimes you just have to change your perspective. I decided to go to the mission, to my mission, and then I sent my papers, and I was assigned to go to LA in the United States, and everything changed in my mind. That was something really important, because I realized that everything that was happening to me, everything that was happening to me was just a lesson that I needed to learn. For example, I started to sell things when I was very, very young. I was a kid, and it was very important for me. I started to negotiate with older people when I was just a teenager. That was very important for me. I was washing or cars. That was very important for me. Everything that you think that is wrong or is very tough for you, it's only a lesson that you need to learn. And if you are willing to learn that lesson, you will have another one and another one. But this is going to be very crucial for you because everything is going to get together and is going to become your resource to reach everything you need. Please be willing to face challenges. Well, I in my mission, well, when I was young, like I was really poor. I didn't have a bike or anything. Actually, sometimes I didn't have gifts in Christmas. Sometimes we didn't have food for Christmas, and it was very tough. So when I went to my mission, everything changed. My perspective changed, but also some things that happened. For example, this one, I even learned how to ride a bike. This is my first companion in MTC in Provo, and well, I was learning a lot of things. My mission was incredible. I worked and worked and worked, and I learned a lot of things. And I am very happy and I am very thankful because right now, everything that I went through was important for me. This is the academy. This is the academy. In the academy, we had to work really hard. So right here, we are getting ready the tomatoes because we were just about to go out and sell tomatoes. So I was the third generation. That was back then in 2011. 2011. So that was a lot of time, a long time before. This is my generation. This is the first principal. This is Jeremy Brewer, and I have some friends that. Let me tell you, when you go to the academy, try to work with the people of the academy. You guys have the same principles. You are honest. You are hardworking. Try to sell, try to buy from the members of the academy. Try to do networking. This is very important. Some of the friends that were in my generation are my friends now, and they are helping me a lot. Let me tell you. So this is a nice picture that I have. This is my graduation. We were well, back then we were not that many because I was the third generation. So sometimes, let me tell you something that happens in Mexico. Sometimes people think, okay, the academy, does the academy really work? Interesting. I'm gonna find out. And let me tell you beforehand, I don't think that you have the same problem, but here in Mexico we do. We do have it. And let me tell you, it works. It works. It works. If you apply what James tells you and what Brother Gibson have taught for many years, and if you are learning and you're applying, and if you, from the same rule, you make sure that it's in your business, let me tell you something. I promise it's gonna work. It's gonna work. Okay. Also, I was doing my homework all the time. Probably you guys remember, or I don't know if you had this book. That was like long time ago. They were like some lessons that we needed to apply besides the rules of thumb, but it was incredible. If you take everything that is provided for you and you apply it, is gonna work. Let me tell you something. You are getting this piece of information because it's important for you. Don't think that it's only optional. If you want to succeed, you need to apply every single piece of information. It's going to be helpful, I promise. Okay, of course, I learn from the best. Right here we have, probably you know, brother Richie, and he was uh, every single story that I have learned. I try to apply it in my life, and you know probably the formula. And the formula, brother Richie has been in Mexico several times. Every single time that is in Mexico City, I was there learning the same lesson. Why? Because sometimes the same lesson is going to have a different meaning when you are in a different position, in a different place. Don't think that is going to be the same, because you are going to be missing important pieces of information from Revelation. Uh, every single time, I promise, you can ask Brother Richie. Every single time that he has been in Mexico City, sharing his lessons, mainly the formula. I am there. I am there because every time the Spirit tells me different things, and I go and do, and I apply them, and it has been really made a difference in my life. We were working, let me tell you, from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. at the beginning of my business. For 3 years, I had this schedule, and I had my calling in the bishopric and in the stake in the church. And also, I needed to take care of my mom. She had cancer. So I was running all over the place, and I was taking care of my dad, and I was with my brother. I was with my brother, but it has been like really important for me. Uh, we were working all the time, all the time. We were working from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. That was my schedule. And then we were working really hard. We were applying everything that the academy was providing. Also, I was reading a lot of books. I was reading really, really a lot of books um, all the time during the day. I was trying to find some time. 5 minutes were fine, and I was reading a lot. And then we were getting, the first thing that happened is that let me tell you my business. My business is Centro de Inglés Personalizado, CIP, and we offer English courses for the people and schools and companies. So the first thing that happened is that we were getting big schools because we were getting right, I would say probably 60% of the rules of thumb. Okay. And then I realized that I needed to do more. And we focused on the franchise manuals to take care of the systems. And we were working and working and working and creating systems and trying and actually measuring. That's really important. This is also some workshops that I give here in Mexico for the company Rich Dad Poor Dad. So they sometimes they hire me to offer different workshops. And something that really helped me was to focus on your franchise manuals. So you need to ask yourself, am I really working on my franchise manuals and also in your manuals? Because you need to focus your business on systems. That's really important. They are gonna make all the difference because you are gonna be able to sell something that you create and you name a brand, and the brand is going to get accepted and also is going to get a little bit famous and you are going to be able to sell the brand. And then we try to work in the image. We created uniforms and speeches and many things that also in the facilities we were working with the facilities, furniture, and everything. Screens all over the place in the schools and many things. Uh, when we're working with all that, and also, of course, with our system, our students were getting scholarships, for example. Our school started to grow from one school to six, from one school to six, and the schools were getting more students per school. We're getting more students because we also focus on quality and the things around the courses, the value. This is really important for you to focus on the value. Of course, we were getting more money and we started to place advertising in the best locations in different cities. So uh, we grew more or less to, let's say, I would say 25 franchises in different parts in Mexico City and also in the States. Let me tell you something here, and probably James is going to kill me. But the academy director worries about you and thinks about you all the time. I can testify about that. ACES Mexico's director always was taking care of me. He was calling me, he was trying to get workshops, he was trying to get information. Of course, please remember the chapters. Remember the chapters. They are really important. Um, his name is Jacob Alvarez. So he's a great guy and he has really been a blessing for me and has done an incredible job in the academy here in Mexico. Probably sometimes I think that he has been in the Philippines. I don't know, but he has. Okay, very good. Well, so I was going to the academy. I was learning every time that the academy was presenting something. I was there, and I am there. And then we started to get the best companies in the country. Here we have ADO. This is like a transportation company. We were giving demo classes and we were getting these companies and we were winning these companies, and some very respected schools were trying to compete with us and they couldn't because we had God with us and we have the gospel and we had the principles of the academy, right? So they couldn't do it. We were starting to doing business with the government. The government was accepting us because the works the system works. So that was very special for us because the system works and our method works. And then we received a call from the government and we started doing business with them. And then we were opening branches in the most important locations in the country. This is a very nice building, and this is the grand opening. And we were very happy because this is probably the best location in Mexico. So we're getting working. We were working. We were working really, really hard, creating strategies, having meetings every Monday. Every Monday we had meetings to plan. The first meeting that I recommended, and I recommend you right now, is to have a meeting to create strategies, to see what's going on in the market, and then try to adapt. Because remember the first rule of thumb, okay? We created teams that work really well. So that's, if you really want to have a huge business, I need to tell you something. You really need to pay attention how you create teams and how you motivate them and how you train them. First, pick the best ones. This is, you need to create a profile for every single position in your company. And then after you create the profile, try to get the best, because they are gonna help you to create an empire for God. But do the things that I have told you, okay? Then we focus on publicity. This is a motorcycle and we have ads very, remember this is like a long time ago, so don't judge me really hard. We were little by little. This is something really important. If you need, if you are gonna be huge, you always need to know what's the next step in your company. If you try to do something really tough, probably you're not gonna make it. So line by line, precept upon precept, okay? It's really important that you figure out what's the next step in your company. Okay, so this is the next was publicity, and then also we had the publicity everywhere in our cars and ads and well, you will see right now, malls. Okay, we were investing in publicity. We got money and we didn't spend it in cars or houses or anything like that. We invested one more time. So it was a turn for the malls, and then we created a reward. Okay, so we reward those who achieve their goals. We were this is really important. We need to set up goals all the time. So we created a program, a reward program for them. Okay, so guess what happened? First, we were paying, right? We were paying for publicity, and we were doing everything really, really well. We were focusing, we were working really hard. So the newspapers started to publish articles about us for free because we were working really hard. We were getting to malls. We had schools in malls, and let me tell you, the first school that was in Centro de Inglés Personalizado is the one that I am in right now. Right here is a little school, but I wanted to have the presentation here with this ad right here because it is special for me because everything started from here. But then we started to have schools in malls. And remember, I'm gonna be saying this all over and over. We were attending to seminars, probably you know this guy, very famous, record Guinness person. And I learned one more time, and then I got back to my business and I apply. Okay. Then this is what happens. I realized that I needed to focus on the progress of people. So we focus on people. In Centro de Inglés Personalizado, we focus on people all the time. They were, students were happy, parents were happy. And what happens is that we reach 42 franchises. 42 franchises. This is Christmas. This is a tradition here in Mexico. Piñata, it's called piñata. So if they are happy, they are going to recommend you, and you are going to have more clients, and they are going to do the same, and you're going to have more clients. Let me tell you something. In ZIP, we have never tried to sell a franchise with publicity or advertising. Every single one has been because someone else recommended us. Okay, so focus, please focus on people. Focus on people. This is something really, really important. We were setting very high goals, some goals that really scared us. Sometimes, like the principals and the directors were telling me, "Are you sure, Nefi? This is our next goal. I think that we're not gonna make it." And I always said, "You know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it because we're going to work really hard, but we're going to do it smart." Okay. Our students were getting really good results in the TOEFL examination, certifications, in their lives, traveling. And then I participated in the, this competition that the Academy has. And I won the first place. Well, I didn't do it, the business did. And right here also, this is a very special picture for me because right here we have Brother Hayne, Brother Gibson, and Brother Richie. And they have been amazing with me, and I have learned a lot from them. So this was in 2014. But not only me, even our franchisees were getting good places and winning in their categories. Okay, because remember, focus on people. Well, what happened is that BYU came. This is actually the branch where I am in right now. This is Jardines de Morelos, and right here we have BYU filming and asking questions, talking to our students, talking to teachers, talking to parents, reviewing every piece of material that I had, the manuals, the franchise manuals and everything. That was amazing. And then the investors came. Let me tell you something that this was really important. Investors came and they wanted to invest in the school, and they were getting good reviews from a lot of people. So they gave the money to a different people, not to me, to different people to invest and to buy a franchise from me. Okay, this is really, really important. And as I told you, we chose the best. The best. Always try to choose the best, not because they are the best in the moment that you pick them, but pay attention to their character, abilities, and then welcome them in your company, teach them, and they are going to be there helping you. Okay, we train our teams all the time. We were training, we were having fun, we were sharing time, and the teams were growing all over the place. People change their lives. Sometimes people have tough rights, but when they got to the company and they trusted the company and they work in the company for some time, they change their lives. They even build their homes. This is our first franchisee, and this picture is very special for me because this is his home, a huge home. This is his son's baptism, and they were telling me, well, everything that you see was because of SIP, because of the systems, because of the method, because of their strategies. And it was very special. So stakes started to call in the church. They knew about Centro de Inglés Personalizado. They were the last because first was the government and the companies, but they realized that we were good. So I was asked to speak to different people in the stakes. We created alliances with the best gyms, very famous gyms. Um, I was here presenting many times in the Mexico City's temple because they received young people and they wanted me to share my story, but not really my story, but more some strategies and some principles that I teach in different companies that hire me. I was recording videos, interviews in Facebook Live. Conference came. I was giving conference for the very important organizations, business organizations in the country. We enrolled the most famous soccer teams in the country. Here in Mexico, soccer is a huge thing, and we were enrolling these very famous teams. But one more time, we go back to the principles. Your business, remember, that will be the sum of the value that each person contributes. So we were challenging people to have ideas, to write surveys, and to apply these surveys and to try to get information to improve our businesses. And then the magazines came. They were hiring me to write in magazines. More talent came. Remember, go back to the principles, always attending to seminars. I was always there in the academy. When someone came, I was there. And then I was focusing on the people. That was like really, really important for me. I'm gonna go a little bit faster. And then we reached the TV. We appeared on TV commercials, and we paid for this because I knew that that was our next step. So I started to travel a lot, and then Peru came. We started operations in a different country because of networking. That's really important for you. You need to realize that. Sometimes James and the team are going to tell you that you need to exchange information. Do it. And if you do it right and often, it's going to make a huge difference in your business. And then we started operations with Mexico's very famous and biggest banks. I was now giving the workshops in the academy. I was teaching about systems and franchises, um, and also outside of the academy. I was giving conferences with the best in the country, very famous people, and members and non-members, and I was there. Also, I was asked to speak to the young people in the church. So I was there. One more time, focus on networking, not only in the academy, but try to use the same tool outside. And guess what? The US government call, can you believe it? They call for English courses. The situation is that in San Antonio, Texas, there are a lot of Latin people, Mexican people, people from all over the place in Central and Latin America. And they didn't have a course that really worked with some people that they were a little bit older, they were grown-ups, and their systems didn't work. So they tried to find a method that worked with these people. And after searching and looking, they called us and they told me, you know what? Let's start doing business because you are the answer to the problem that we have. Okay. But remember, working. This is one letter that we have from them. So I was also, once that you learn something, probably it's a little bit, probably that you think that what you learn is not important. Probably you think that what you know is not a big deal. Let me tell you, always try to share. So I started to share one more time in the academy, because the academy has made a big difference in my life. So I did it in Peru, Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, and Bolivia. I was meeting very important business people in the country. This is one director for one TV company in the US and Mexico. I was meeting senators because they needed to provide services to the people. And remember, always learning. Never, please, never think that you know a lot, because in that moment, you are over. The information that is available in the world is a lot. And if you learn it, you're going to grow, but little by little. Please, never think that you know a lot. And then we reached to 17 states. And Europe came. SIP, France. That was something really important for us, because also now we're giving and offering courses there. And probably I'm gonna need you guys. And now we have 9 countries in the world. We have operations in 9 countries. We were meeting majors. We worked with the Self-Reliant Services and Ensign, this church magazine here in Mexico. They were sharing my story, but remember that my story is my family story, the academy story, and my country's story, and your story, okay? Guess what? The director of the Perpetual Education Fund came and reviewed everything, manuals, talked to people. He was very tough. He was really tough. He was very straight, and he was very smart. And he congratulated congratulated every single person in my organization. If you see, we have the same sign here. That's why I came here, because this place is very special for me. He came from Salt Lake City, and he talked to my teachers, students, my team, and it was great. And also, I also appeared in radio, and the American Embassy gave me a prize, an award, because we are one of the best schools in Mexico. And one more time, share. This is the academy. This is Mexico's academy. I have spoken probably to, I don't know, maybe every single generation. We appeared on TV. We were in some important channels here in Mexico. And actually, this is Jacobo. Let me go back. This is Jacobo Albores and Samuel Salinas. Probably you know him. Okay, and then we won. We won one very important prize in the country because of my business model. And of course, the award got to the hands whom it belonged. To my dad, that helped me a lot, and that he always believed in me. Okay, and guess what? The Area 70s came. The Area 70s came, and we signed a contract to provide some English lessons and some stuff to the church. And they came, and it was a really inspiring experience for me, and it was great. But guess what? Everything was fine. Everything seemed perfect. And the COVID-19 pandemic came. And probably you are going through problems right now. Probably you have situations, probably you have issues. Let me tell you something. Welcome change. You need to know that every single problem that you are facing right now, if you do your part, you can overcome it. Pray, think, come up with a strategy. Because remember that we were in 42 branches in Mexico. We were in 42 branches. We were very happy. We were getting into magazines. We were talking with very heavy people in the government and companies and everything. But the COVID-19 pandemic came, and it was sad, and we were confused, and it was tough. Let me tell you something. It was really tough. Sometimes I couldn't sleep, but probably you know this one. We never quit. We never stop. We felt bad for some minutes, and then we started to work. After some months working online, we got to 1,000 students in just some months, with a different school, with an online school. We were working in our branches, very happy, but we needed to change. Please do it quickly. Very smart. Come up with a strategy, but do it quickly. Don't hesitate. Please do not hesitate. Apply everything that you have learned, and now go online. Change. And then we got to 1,000 students, and now we have more. But in just some months, we got to 1,000 students, and guess what? Now we are 98 branches in 9 countries. 98 branches in 9 countries. And probably 99, I'm going to tell you next week. Today in the morning, something like really nice happened. But right now, we are 98 branches because we never quit. We never stopped. And of course, one more time, we are the magazine is called. And please remember, try to get to know these people. They are gonna help you. Try to get to know important people in the sense that they know what they're doing and learn from them. They are mentors to you. Don't think that you know it all. Okay, and then I was giving some workshops in the US for Latin people. States were calling me, but now by Zoom. And let me tell you something. Let me see because, okay, yeah, we're working on time. uh, this is something that I wrote in Spanish. Hay personas esperándolos. Let me tell you something, beautiful people, friends. Someone is waiting for you. People is waiting for you. Nations, the government, society, they are eager and really happy, and they need leaders. They are waiting for you. You know the answer. You have the gospel. You have the 25 rules of thumb. You have the answer. I promise. This is very important for you. People are waiting for you. Maybe it's your wife, your husband, your children, your grandchildren. Certainly, I am waiting for you. I would be really happy to do business with you. Someone is waiting for you. Someone is sad right now. Sad, really sad. Some people, they don't have anything to eat. Some people are confused. Some people are really young and they don't know what to do. Please understand that you are really important in the plan of salvation. You are really important in our Heavenly Father's hands. Do your part. They are waiting for you. And I have a question for you. Why do you do it? Why right now you are doing your business, and why you wake up really morning, and why you go to bed really late? Always remember the important things for you. They are gonna help you overcome every problem that you face. They are gonna help you a lot. Right here, I introduce you to my son. He is reading. Well, of course he can't do it right now, but a book about negotiation. Okay. And let me tell you, right now it was like really different for me because sometimes, like most of the time, I teach things about business and everything, and I can do it for you if James thinks that this is good for you. And I am going to be your friend. If you have questions, please contact me. This is my Facebook. Please send me an invitation. I am going to accept you and do the things that we do in school. And I am going to be there. If you have a question, send me a message, and probably I'm going to answer it, not right away, but I'm going to answer it. But if you need help, you have a friend here in Mexico City, and the little I know, I can share with you. And let me tell you that the academy changed my life. The academy changes lives. The gospel does. Christ surely does. But you need to be willing to do what they tell you to do. This is not what I did. This is what everybody did. We created teams and we did a lot of things. But thank you for listening. I don't know you, but let me tell you something. We share a lot of things, and I love you. I truly do. If you have questions, ask James for my information. This is my Facebook. This is the way that a lot of people ask me questions, and sometimes I am not like very fast answering, but I am gonna do it for sure. Thank you, and I share my testimony that Christ lives, that He is our Savior and Redeemer. He is our friend. He has helped me when I am really sad or depressed. He has counseled me. He has provided a way to help a lot of people. But you need to listen to Him. And you need to listen to the people that places around you to help you. This is my testimony. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Nefi, for that beautiful story and beautiful sharing. Well, we do have questions, my friend.
Okay. Good. That's good.
Yeah, and I believe you will be receiving more questions on your Facebook Messenger. And Filipinos love to learn from wonderful teachers. And so we thank you so much for offering that to our Filipino friends. All right, my friend, here's the first question. Somebody asked, in the process of your business from startup to present, what are some challenges? What are your challenges, and what did you do to solve them? So can you cite some major challenges that you went through in the startup stage of your business, and maybe also one in the growth stage of your business, and how you went about solving them?
Wow. What a wonderful question. What a wonderful question. Oops. Okay, it's gonna take some time. For me, let me tell you something. First of all, was my mentality. Sometimes I didn't believe in me. Sometimes I didn't believe that I could do amazing things. And you know what? That's a problem. Sometimes we don't think that we can make it. Sometimes we think that the blessings are for the rest of the people, but not for me. Sometimes we tend to know that everyone else is blessed, but not us. First of all, you need to work in your mentality. You need to believe in you. You need to believe in what you are doing. You need to be passionate. If you don't change first the things here, they are not going to be created here. You need to first to have the right attitude. You need to have the leadership that is necessary to build a huge business. But if you don't believe in yourself, how a different person is going to believe in you? So first, you need to change your mentality. Also, after that, I had a problem with emotions. Sometimes we have a different mentality and go and work, and you say, okay, I am gonna change the world, and a problem comes. You're trying to sell the first item in the day, and someone tells you no, and then you have a problem because you are sad. You need to continue. You need to work first your mentality, and also at the same time you need to work with your heart. You need to be unstoppable. In something comes in your way, you need to go right, left, up, down, but you need to overcome the problem. Okay, then after that, you need to realize that every single person thinks like very different, but you need to create teams, and you need to worry about people, and you need to learn how they think and what they want, and you need to realize their dreams and needs, and you need to speak from heart to heart with them. You need to learn how to pick up people, and then you need to understand how to work with people, because you are going to be getting people, you are going to train them, you're going to teach them, and you need to know how to keep them in the company. Okay, and then something really important that I am sure that James helps you a lot with is to do how to really do networking right. Sometimes we don't do it right, and we do it to a certain extent, and it doesn't work. That's something really important. And then I think that you need to understand. I think that I would say this, the last thing about this question. You need to understand that you always need to go back, to give back, because sometimes you know something and you don't share with people. Let me tell you something. When you share with people, blessings are going to come, and then you give more, and then you get more. It's amazing. All the time that works. Okay, we were, for example, last Christmas with very poor people, sharing food and toys and playing with them and talking to them. And it was, we do it every year, but the last year was special. And you, not only that, but also your knowledge, your experience. And let me tell you something, every time that you share with people, blessings return to you. Okay.
Wow. Nefi, um, let me, I love your answer. I really do. I mean, one of the reasons why I really love what you said, because that was an excellent question. What problems you went through, what challenges you went through, and how you overcame them. You know, I love that we have you here because your story connects and relates to us Filipinos. You said that you grew up with no money, you grew up poor, lots of problems. That's exactly what we Filipinos are going through. And it's amazing to me because you gave emphasis. There are generally two problems. There's the internal problem and the external problem. And my friends, those of you who are listening to us today, I'd just like to emphasize this, Nefi. Nefi did not mention any external issues. He did not say that the biggest challenge was no money. I didn't hear him say that the biggest problem was the government's corruption. I didn't hear him say that the biggest problem was poverty. But I think you hit it right, my friend. The biggest problem is us, and our poor mentality, not our poor country. It's our poor mentality. That's the biggest problem. And that's what you went to overcome. And every step along the way, you went to overcome that. And thank you so much for sharing that. I mean, we have a lot of and we have a lot of great respects to our webinar speakers from headquarters. But my goodness, this is Nefi Medina, who has experienced exactly what we Filipinos are going through and continues to go through. And so thank you so much. That's really, really a great answer. Very inspiring, my friend. Very inspiring. The second question is probably this is one of my favorite questions, Nefi. And knowing that you have been through chapter officer roles and everything, and from the many things that you have shared, I know we'll learn a lot from you. So here's the next question, my friend. Somebody asked, you said that the chapter helped you succeed in your business. The question is, what aspect or specific things the chapter has helped you? So in what way specifically academy chapters helped you start and grow your business?
Actually, there are many. Sometimes we feel alone. Sometimes we feel like we are trying to do something really big and we don't have help. But let me tell you something. In the academy with the chapters, you have help. They provide to you a lot of beginnings. Let me call it like that. With networking, with information, with a lot of help. But that was another really good question, because you are responsible to continue with the next part. They are going to provide to you, for example, networking, and they are going to have a session and a meeting, and then you connect with people, and then what? The academy is not going to do everything for you. You have the tools, you have the principles. Then what? You are going to come up with the next part. And this is going to be totally free. And you're going to use your creativity and your talents, and you are going to try to come up with a strategy. And they give also wonderful information. And then what? You are going to have a very nice session, and you are going to feel really nice for 1 hour, and then forget it. What's next? The academy can't be there all the time. Okay, so this is for me, the academy provides with a lot of beginnings, with a lot of things that begin there in the academy, but you are responsible. And what I did is that I created something. Let me tell you something. Probably it's going to be amazing for you. But 42% of the SIPs franchises owners are from the academy. They are from the academy. I met them in the academy. They they knew about me. They searched information about me, and we were doing business after some time. 42%. And more or less 18% were recommended from these people. They were recommendations from these people. So that's something. And also remember the seminars. And I don't know if you have the annual convention there. I am sure that you do, because you are the example for the rest of the world. And I am sure that if we do it, you guys started it. So yeah, everything was, you need to, let me tell you something. You need to be very active in every single activity that the academy provides, because you are going to have a beginning, and then you're in charge of the rest.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. I love that a lot. I'm taking down notes, my friend, and I'm gonna take notes with our brothers and sisters. I love what you said, and that's so important. You know what you said about starting points. And I think that's what everybody needs. A way to start. Where do we start? What are the starting principles? And then I like what you said, that then we have a responsibility to take care of ourselves, our growth. Here's an organization that provides that. Here's the church that provides that, and then we become responsible for our life. Here's a follow-up question, my friend, still related to the chapter. And you mentioned this earlier about the 25 rules of thumb. Can you share with us your top three favorite rules of thumb, my friend?
No, I don't think so. Let me tell you why. I think that every single rule of thumb is important in a different season, in a different part of your business, in the different area. Sometimes I have been asked this question, but let me tell you something. Sometimes it's really tough for me, and I am going to be totally honest with you. For me, if you ask me, I am going to tell you number one and number 25. And but every single one it has been really important for me. Sometimes, um, if you notice, I was working a lot of hours, so that one for me was also really important. But let me tell you something. What happens with the rules of thumb is that you start with some of them, and then in a different point of your business, you are going to need another one, and that one is going to become really important. The thing that you need to understand is that you always have to remember them and to have them present, because sometimes we forget about them, and sometimes this is the answer to the problem that we are facing in that moment. You know that probably you know this better than me. We have a book that probably in English is what, where there are no jobs or something like that, and that was really important in my life, because it helped me how to apply, understand how to apply the rules of thumb. But all of them are my favorites, because in a single situation I have used them, and they are very useful, and they have been really amazing. But you need to one more time, you need to understand where you are and where your business is, and then apply the one that is going to help you reach the next level.
Love that. Love that, my friend. Thank you so much. And again, well said. All of the rules of thumb will really come in handy. And just like what you said, I love your story about you always hungry for learning. And when there's an announcement for a visitor, a speaker, you're probably first in line. You're probably the earliest. And I love that a lot. We love Jim Ritchie. Jim Ritchie has come to the Philippines a couple of times. And you're right, my goodness, a world-class speaker, somebody who walks the talk,
Indeed.
who comes to the Philippines and to Mexico at his own expense, my friend. And people in the US pay him to listen to him. It's the other way around for us. He pays the academy so that he can come, so that he can speak. And you're right. I've heard Jim Ritchie speak so many times, and still always amazes me. It's always a fresh new learning. I like it when you mentioned that, the reason why you would always come, even though this guy already spoke, is because there's always a new learning for a different season of your life, for a different season of your business. There's another learning from the same principle. And so I like when you said that earlier, and thank you so much. You also showed a beautiful picture of Martin Frey, Guinness Book of World Record. We had the chance to listen to him a couple of months ago as a webinar speaker. And you're right, companies pay him so much money in the US. They fly him to their companies to speak. And here we are getting all of these wonderful resources for free, because they love the cost of what we do. And so thank you for reminding all of us, Nefi, that we are all students, and we should never stop learning. And so expect that this is not the first and the last time you will speak to us, my friend.
Thank you. That would be a pleasure for me.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Now here's another question, Nefi. Somebody said, and it's actually there in the Q&A. He said, the person goes, "You have inspired me. I am in the process planning to create my own school. What advice can you give me to keep going, knowing all the challenges and the problems ahead?" And I think the person is also mentioning the problems currently, and you have touched this a while ago during your presentation. But go ahead, my friend. What advice would you give this graduate who's planning to do a school of his own, and knowing all the challenges currently and the problems that lies ahead, especially with the unknown things that might happen after the pandemic? Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. That's a very special question for me because I'm gonna give you two answers. One, my answer, and then the answer that I wanna give you. The first one, probably I don't wanna give you this answer because probably you don't face the same situations. But yeah, first let me tell you about my situation, and I am gonna try to do it very respectfully. But sometimes, my friends, in my case, and probably this is your case, probably not, you need to be sick of your situation. Sometimes you need to be tired of not having food, not having clothes, not having money for transportation to go to school. You need to be sometimes very sick of, I don't know, probably just like uh, looking at your mom trying to uh, sell food so you can have something on your table. And sometimes, in my case, and probably this is your case, but I hope that this is not your case, you really need to be sick going through these situations. And you really want to change your life, because when you're sick of a lot of things, that happen around you, uh, you have the energy to go and work, and sometimes you don't want to go through that again, and sometimes you don't want your family to go through that again. And this is the answer that I didn't uh, want to give you, because like, this is tough for me to say, and sometimes that happens in our countries. Sometimes, if it doesn't happen to us, probably to the person next door. But if this is happening to you, get sick and try to stop it, and try to study, and try to work really hard. And the other one, try to this is the one that I want to give you. Dream, please, dream. Believe that you can change the world. Believe that you can offer jobs to a lot of people. Believe that you can change their lives. Believe that you are a tool in our Heavenly Father's hands to go and do, and think outside of the box. This is a cliche, but this is really true. And think that the sky is the limit. Please don't think that your companies are going to be small. don't think that you are destined to end up poor. Please dream that you are very important, that you can change lives, and then set up goals. And don't hesitate. Start today. If in your country is like a little bit of like Mexico, that we focus a lot of in the mentality of being and in companies and work for them and to go to jobs and to have a lot of to be like basically to be an employee for a lot of years and then uh, finish like that. Change it. And this is the answer that I want to give you. Please dream, and please remember that you are a child of God. You are his son or daughter, and you can do whatever you dream if is his will. But let me tell you, if he was willing to offer his only begotten son for you, he's gonna give you everything you need and everything you need if you do your part.
Wow. Thank you so much for that, Nefi. That's another wonderful answer, straight from the heart, very sincere. We have a couple more questions, Nefi, if that's okay. These are a bit technical now. I think this relates to your business. Somebody asked, Clark Gatud, one of our very active graduates from the academy. This question is, when you train your students, um, is there a specific length of training depending on their skill level? Because from our understanding, you train students on English, so and people come to your school or your program with different kinds of levels. So do you treat them differently? And can you give an idea of how long or how short, depending on the level of students that they go through your training program?
Sure, sure. Yeah, we have a test. We have a test online. So what they do is that they go and they answer the test. So we understand basically their level, and then they have an oral interview. And so from there, we assigned the student to a level, and then our program, for example, it's not that long, I would say. We have a year and a half program,
Mm.
and then, of course, as you said, they have different levels, so they are assigned to these levels according to these two pieces of information. First, the written test that is in our webpage, and then the oral test with one of our teachers.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Here's another technical question, Nefi. Somebody asked, how do you market your company, your business, to an international company, especially now? Do you think FB or Facebook or other online method would work in marketing your business through online to other countries?
Sure, sure, sure. First of all, you need to understand and you need to know and to define really well what you need to market. Because sometimes, let me tell you something, every single tool works. That's why they exist. Everything works. But the thing is that sometimes we wanna, I don't know, do something on Facebook, but the market is not there. Probably they are in, I don't know, probably LinkedIn or something like that. You need, they work, they all work. But number one, You need to understand your market. You really need to understand your market. How? Ask them. Try to understand how they behave, what they do, habits, everything. Okay. In my case, for example, right now, after the COVID-19 pandemic, we are focusing only on paid campaigns on Facebook. Okay, because if you spend like your money in different means, this is not going to be very helpful. So in our case, we are focusing only on Facebook, and we work every single day, um, 3 times a day, and also we answer really fast. We have bots answering some messages, and we have actually we hire. This is really important, I think. You need to understand how to get to the point where you are going to have what you want. And sometimes, if you don't have a lot of money at the beginning, and this is really common, you need to know, go and do things little by little. First yourself, and then hire a small company, and then a huge company. But you need to trust them, and you need to know that you are not going to do everything, because you can't learn everything for your business. Let me tell you something. Not only get the best ones for your team, also hire the best people, the best teams, the best companies to do what you need to do. And selling is one of the most important things that you need to be doing in your company. You need to be selling every single day, and then you need to be selling in huge amounts. Okay, but this is not going to happen overnight. You need to go little by little. First, uh, you need to understand how it works, and then do it yourself, and then hire a small company, and then hire a very professional, huge company to do it. And you are going to get a lot of money, okay? And this is one of the objectives, right?
That's great. Well, I think many of these technical questions, Nefi, and since you already made the invitation that they can get in touch with you, I think that they would benefit a lot from messaging you, and you can give them more specific ones. Nefi, this has really been wonderful. I would like to give you the time for your final words, my friend. And then, if it's okay for you to stay for a few more minutes, we will promote as many as we can on the Zoom, of not on Facebook, but here on Zoom. So you get to see some of them, and then we'll have a photo, a group picture as a souvenir of our
Oh,
wonderful.
thank you.
So let's do that. So I'm gonna turn the time back to you for your final words of inspiration or advice, and final advice to our Filipino friends, and then we will have our group picture taking. Go ahead, Nef.
Okay, thank you. Well, just let me finish with something like very quickly. Um, First of all, thank you, James. You are incredible. You're amazing. I want to thank you because I can really feel that you worry a lot for your people. And I really want to thank you for that, because sometimes right now in all the world, we need leaders that care about people. So, first of all, thank you, James. Also, I want to thank brother Steve Gibson, because he changed my life. And please remember him in your prayers, because sometimes that's going to be also good for you. And finally, thank you, my friends in the Philippines, for being here. Let me tell you something. God loves you. You truly are his sons and daughters. Let me tell you something. I told you, I am sick. I faced a lot of problems. Um, I didn't have a lot of money. Sometimes I had no money. But one more time, every single experience that you are facing, if you learn from every single one of these experiences, are going to be for your benefit. And if you do your part, and if you learn and apply, remember this word, if you apply what you learn, you're going to change your life. And please do me a favor. Once that starts to happen, help a lot of people. They are waiting for you. Thank you, James.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nefi. Wow, this has been wonderful. This has been a wonderful morning, my friend. And so, Lloyd, can I ask you to promote those who are still here on Zoom? Nefi, maybe if we can ask you to end sharing of your PowerPoint, we can. And this is really important that we have your contact details, and then we will have. So you can say hi to them. They can say hi to you also. Lloyd, are you there?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. If you can turn on your camera so Nefi can see you, and that would be great. There you go. Oh,
Yes, thank you very much. I learned a lot.
Oh,
Really?
Yes,
Okay.
so much.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Lucena, all the way from Baguio. Yeah.
Go here.
Oh, this is great.
Thank you very much.
The two of them, the Garcia couple, are still are driving. They have
Mr. Nefi for the inspirational
the delivery.
Wonderful. Okay, we will have some picture taking. Smile, everyone. Smile. I'll take a couple, so just keep on smiling. Here we go. Okay, another photo. All right. Oh, this is great. Nefi, these are your new Filipino friends.
Thank you. I really like friends.
Facebook.
Learn a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
You
you so
have a
much.
friend here in Mexico.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
thank you.
Nefi, thank you. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Have a great night.
Thank you, James.
Bye-bye.
See
All
you
right.
soon.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Stay safe. Thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you.